Hello everyone, and welcome back to yet another 5-minute build for Destiny 2, where today we are making the seasonal weapon Centrifuse actually good, with a way to either generate tons of super energy or gain a huge boost to weapon damage from a 4x arc weapon boost, while also blinding all of our enemies and creating constant ionic traces. So now let's figure out how to make the Centrifuse insane. For the first element of this build, we should check out the Centrifuse Exotic Auto Rifle with its perk Overcharge Capacitor. Sprinting, sliding and firing this weapon builds up a temporary charge, increasing range and reload speed. Final blows of high charge cause explosions, and maximum charge blinds targets. This gun also benefits from regenerative motion, where sprinting gradually reloads the weapon. On its own, this gun is nothing exceptional, and when I first got my hands on it, I wasn't sure how I was going to incorporate it into a build. But what's going to make this gun extremely viable is our exotic chest piece, Mantle of Battle Harmony, with its perk Absorption Cells. Takedowns with weapons that have the damage type of your subclass grant super energy, and while your super is full, you instead gain a temporary boost to arc weapon damage. Breaking down this exotic, we have the potential for gaining supers extremely fast when combined with the right mods, but we can also have a 4x arc weapon boost, which is better than any mods we could equip otherwise, and no, unfortunately, this does not stack with arc weapon surge mods. You can spec into either one of these abilities for maximum effects, but I've gone for a hybrid build where I can have a weapon damage boost most of the time, while also being able to use my super when needed and regenerating it quickly. Taking a look at our subclass, I've decided to use Chaos Reach for our super, acting as a burst of damage and giving me the ability to use only part of my supercharge since we can end it early, complementing this build perfectly for defeating champions and elites. When it comes to our other abilities, I've gone for the Ball Lightning Melee for some extra range and the Storm Grenade for add clear and damage. For the first aspect in this build, I've gone for Electrostatic Mind to create ionic traces from defeating targets with arc abilities or defeating jolted and blinded targets. This will help us keep up a solid ability loop and have us be constantly amplified. Our second aspect is about giving us a little extra firepower to defeat targets with Arc Soul. Cast your Rift to create an Arc Soul that fires at targets in front of you. While amplified, your Arc Souls are supercharged and gain increased fire rate. This is extremely useful since we are almost constantly amplified, and I've decided to pair this with the Healing Rift for some extra survivability. The fragments I've gone for with this build will help amplify our current abilities, starting with Spark of Discharge, where arc weapon final blows have a chance to create ionic traces, helping out our ability loop further. The second fragment I'm going for is Spark of Amplitude. Rapidly defeating targets while you are amplified creates an orb of power, maximizing the super generation capabilities of the build. For some extra damage and add clear, we're going to equip Spark of Magnitude to extend the duration of our Storm Grenade, and when it comes to our final fragment, I've decided to go for Spark of Resistance to increase survivability when we are surrounded by enemies. This build already does everything we want it to, and the mods I've decided to incorporate will help maximize the build's potential. Starting off with our helmet, I've gone for 2 Arc Siphon mods to generate orbs of power from rapid arc weapon kills, and these orbs will generate extra super energy from stacking 2 mods. I'm also equipping an Ashes to Assets mod for super energy from grenade final blows. Together, these mods will help us recover our supercharge faster after we use Chaos Reach to keep up our 4x weapon boost. To complement our Arc Soul aspect while also helping out our ability loop, I've gone for 2 bolster and detonation mods and insulation to reduce class ability cooldown from causing damage with grenades and picking up orbs of power. And since we are going to be using our Rift often, I'm also using 2 bomber mods to reduce our grenade cooldown from using our Rift. And to further this, I'm also going for an impact induction mod to reduce grenade cooldown from melee damage. The final mods I'm equipping in this build are to help out our survivability, since Arc Warlocks don't get that much in regards to healing. To help us out, I'm using a recuperation mod to replenish 70 HP from Orb of Power pickups. and with our Arc Siphon mods, we end up creating more than enough. The final way for us to use our Orbs of Power is with a Fonta Restoration mod to boost our recovery by consuming armor charges, and I would also recommend speccing into 100 Resilience and 100 Strength to really round out the build. With this build, I finally see myself using the seasonal weapon in most activities. Even though I probably wouldn't take an Arc build into endgame content, this is still super fun to use in seasonal content and even Bonfire Bash, which is where this build was truly made to shine. As always, I'll put a dim link in the description for you to check out. Of course, if you enjoyed this build showcase, please be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more content every week, and I'll see you in the next one.